Thank you so much. I've been enjoying each and every one of you so much, which gives hope to be amongst people like you. So thank you. Thank you for being present. Thank you for every conversation. Thank you for being here. I'm so honored. I would love to begin by you looking at the person sitting next to you. And I don't want you to get crafty because I know many of you are very creative. Follow the rules this one time. I want you to look at the person sitting next to you and with your finger, point at yourself and tell this person, this is me. Go ahead.
Your hand.
Okay, thank you. Did anybody say this is me? No? Anybody here? Pointed at their head?
Oh, my face.
Your face. Okay, that's very crafty. They've done studies all around the world of expressions with the body. And time again, doesn't matter what culture you're from, people point at their hearts when they're talking about themselves. Even if you're not in a good state of consciousness, meaning if you're mad, I said that, I did that, or, we point at ourselves in our hearts. Yet we insist that this is who we are. And I worked for a long time in this beautiful healing center where the main source of healing or the main practice of healing was doing ayahuasca. I'm not a plant medicine facilitator. I work outside of it, helping people integrate while they live during the nights because it could be very confusing sometimes. And I participated in some ayahuasca experiences, and there was this one time, I'm very, very sensitive being, so I don't need much to be out there. And one time I drank the tea and I sat. And for many of you that have done it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And for those of you that haven't done it, don't worry. Life gives you enough moments of ceremonies like this. So I drank a little bit of that tea. I sat down. I was waiting for the medicine to kick in. And all of a sudden, I wasn't aware what was going on. All of a sudden, I'm found in this place like Avatar with these huge trees. I love that you talked about the trees. It was huge trees around me, and I was one of them. And my trees were very deep and strong, and I was tall, and I was big, and I was magnificent, and I was perfect. But all of a sudden, this little voice came here in my ear and said, Paola, you're tripping balls. And you work here, don't make a fool of yourself. Come back to me, come back. And I was like, okay, I'm here. Hold it in, control back. And then this voice continued and said, who do you think you are, thinking you're so powerful and so beautiful and so magnificent? Do you think you're better than other people? And then all of a sudden, this wave of terror came to me, shame and guilt. And I just felt so bad that I thought I was just going to cry and ask for help. And I said, instead of asking for help to someone out there, I said, help, help. And this little voice right here said, put your head down, Paola, right now. And so I put my head down. And the moment I put my head down, I was like, oh, that feels good. All of a sudden, the branches of that tree started to grow again, and I was powerful again. But then, I have a very inquisitive mind, and I stood up again, and my head was above my heart. And then once again, shame and fear and who do you think you are, you're not enough, came to talk to me. But thank God that other little voice said, put that head down, Paola. Put my head down. So for hours, I was doing that. Up and down, up and down. Like, when you're in it, you're like, okay, I'm doing something really profound. If someone looks at you from outside, you're like, oh, that person's not having a good time. Anyway, I learned a beautiful lesson that night. Not all of you will visit ceremony, and that's okay. A life is a ceremony, and we have a choice. Are we going to live this ceremony mostly in our heads, or are we going to go from our heads to our hearts? And that is the conversation I want for you today. I study under a beautiful teacher called Michael Bernard Beckwith, and we've studied the science of mind together. And through the science of mind, I learned that there are 4 stages of consciousness. So I'm going to take you through the 4 stages in consciousness. But before I take you through that, when I was studying with him, one day he said something very similar to what you said. What about? You're beautiful, you're perfect. And he continued and said a question that offended me a lot. He said to us, guys, what if there's nothing wrong with you? What if there's nothing to fix? And I listened to that with a lot of like confusion. I'm like, well, he doesn't know. Maybe he's enlightened, but I'm not. There's a lot of going on in here. And I continued to study with him, and through the 4 stages of consciousness, I realized what he was talking about. Are you guys still with me? Yes? Let's take a deep breath. So hopefully by the 4th stage of consciousness, you understand what he means. Because many of you might be like, oh, I think there's something wrong with me. Stage 1, victim consciousness. Victim consciousness is survival consciousness. When we get scared, yesterday we were listening to that 19 she was talking about resilience. She was talking about our brain where that reptilian brain goes online. Then we go in victim consciousness. And the most famous question we ask ourselves is, who can guess when we're going through something difficult?
Why is it happening to me?
Why is this happening to me? Right. And the quality of our life is determined by the quality of our questions. If we have limiting questions, we'll get limiting answers. So when we're in victim consciousness, we're asking that question, why is this happening to me? And we're constantly looking for someone to blame and someone to shame. This morning, let me tell you something before I carry on. Because I can hear some of you maybe say, well, we're not linear beings. I'm going to talk to you about 4 stages of consciousness, but they are cyclical because we're cyclical beings. This morning, in a matter of an hour, I woke up in victim consciousness because my little dog got spayed, and I don't think the vet did a great job, and she's at this moment a little sick. And I could feel that voice inside of me saying, well, it was the vet's fault. Whose fault was it? Was it my fault? And we're very good at blaming ourselves too. But victim consciousness, or any state of consciousness, always has a question in it. We live in a self-organizing universe. Whenever there is chaos, there's an order trying to emerge. Those of you that are taking notes, you can write that down. It's a good one. Whenever there's chaos, there's an order trying to emerge. When we're in victim consciousness, we're in chaos. And it's a good opportunity to change the question. And one question is, what is trying to emerge here? What is the order? Victim consciousness also, which is survival consciousness, if you don't like that word, invites us to forgive. And if this is the only thing you take from today, it's enough. When we're in victim consciousness, we're invited to be compassionate and forgiving. In this place where I was working, people will go through deep transformation, but sometimes they'll get stuck. And in life, sometimes we get stuck. We do all these seminars, we read all these books, but there's something there that doesn't make sense. There's something missing. Sometimes I'll ask my clients, or I'll tell people, who are you not forgiving? Who are you not forgiving? Is it to yourself? Is it someone? And some people look at me and be like, well, I don't want to forgive that person. I don't even want to talk about that person. Well, maybe you forgive yourself because right now you're not happy, and that's okay. Breathe in. Let's take a deep breath. And there's something really beautiful that happens when we practice compassion and forgiveness. Then we go into a different state of consciousness that is called manifest consciousness. And manifest consciousness is that consciousness of being powerful. I remember going to like Tony Robbins events, and we're like jumping, and you gotta go and go for your goals, and it feels so good. Because you remember how powerful you are, that you're not a victim, that you can create the life that you want. In manifest consciousness, we have a lot of control, a lot of will. I love it. I love being in that space. Yet sometimes life, you do the right thing, you do the perfect diet, you do the perfect exercise, you do your volunteer, whatever it is that you do that you know is good for you to create a beautiful reality. But still sometimes life gives you things that you do not understand. Where's Mikhail? And your meditation yesterday was so powerful. When you're in a space of I don't know anymore, when you throw your hands up in the air and you're like, I've done my part. I'm not a victim, but I don't know. You know, I'm going through illness. You know, I'm not getting along with my wife and my husband. I don't know. I'm doing my part, but I don't know. Here's another good one if you want to write it down. When you're in a space of I don't know, you're in a space of power. Because the man that knows it all cannot learn anything. And I love that you started that way, Morgan. I don't know anything. I've been trying to answer, what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I speak. But the more I know I don't know. And it's a beautiful space to be, because then you become a channel, which is stage 3 of consciousness.
Yep.
Then you say, those questions, show me what's trying to emerge. I'm listening. I've done A, B, C, and D, and I've heard many of your stories. I got married, I got the money, I got everything. I did it all like I was supposed to do it. And then there was a moment of surrender. I don't know anymore, show me. Show me heart, show me spirit, whatever you believe, show me. And you get very quiet and you listen. I love seeing Laura singing and doing your thing. I can see you channeling something beyond here. It's really powerful. And so in stage 3, we become that channel to listen to an intelligence beyond our years, to understand things that our brain cannot understand. And there's a lot of things in the world that are so, they may say, unfair, unexplainable, suffering. So we want to aim to get to that state of consciousness so that we can listen. The stage 3 of consciousness. Are you guys still here? I want you to look at the person sitting next to you and tell them, you're looking good today. Just in case, don't. Get a little sleepy. All right, let's take a deep breath in. Let go. 7. And then we get into a stage 4 of consciousness, and this is what is happening in the world. I'm seeing it. I see you through each and every single one of you. Stage 4 is being consciousness. Stage 1 is happening to me. I'm the victim. I have no power. Stage 2, I'm doing it to it. I am the powerful one. I'm going to make it happen. Stage 3 is I've made it happen and I'm ready to go a little deeper. Show it through me. Now stage 4 is as me. And here's where my teacher was speaking from when he said, what if there's nothing wrong with you? As me. The I am that I am. The Christ consciousness, the Buddha consciousness, and as Morvan said, it's not going to be one Buddha. It's a collective consciousness, and we're waking up to that collective consciousness of the one. Of there's no separation, there's no division. We're all here doing the same, walking back home. Here. Our little dog. All right. Please take a deep breath in. I want to take you to your heart. I want to take you from your head to your heart. So in this moment, if you have a question that's been pressing on you, I want you to have it in your awareness, okay? You guys there? Do you have a question? A clarity, something that you've been asking to know? Okay, we're gonna do a little exercise. I learned this in the Heart Math Institute. Do you guys know what that is? Really, really supported my journey. The Heart Math Institute said that the heart is so powerful that someone feeling really beautiful, heightened emotions can change the brainwaves of someone that is not feeling very well. So those of you that are feeling amazing this morning, thank you for being here. Because those that might not be feeling very good are receiving your energy and your power. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. And as you're there, you can place your hands on your heart for emphasis purposes if you want, if that feels okay. And as you're right there in your heart, I want you to take breaths that are a little slower and a little deeper than you usually do. Trying to make sure that these are deep and slow. You may want to count to 5 when you inhale and exhale in 5. Breathe in and breathe out. A beautiful heart of yours that knows that you were never born and you will never die, that we are eternal beings. And as you're breathing right there, I'm going to invite you to think about someone or something in your life that makes you feel deep appreciation. What is something in your life that when you think about it, your heart is like, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank you. Thank you. What is that? So good. Maybe in your family, a pet, a loved one. Maybe it's a place in nature. Think about that, and I want you to breathe that sense of appreciation through your heart. Breathe in appreciation. Breathe out appreciation. When you're in the space, we're in a space of coherence. Place of channeling. Breathe in and breathe out. Now in this moment, I want you to ask your heart with one word, one sentence, can you tell me what I need to know about this question? Now I want you to trust the first thing that comes through. One word, one sentence, but maybe just a subtle shift in your words. Notice. Keep your eyes closed, but if you haven't answered, please nod yes. If you have it, okay, great. Stay one last deep breath in. Let go. And keeping your eyes closed, I'm going to offer a beautiful word on behalf of this beautiful community, Yoko and its members, and its guests, its visitors. Beginning with gratitude, I am grateful for this opportunity to be amongst these luminous beings. I am grateful to be on these lands, and I'm grateful for Yoko, for Lidan, for the team, for everyone that has made this weekend possible, for the beautiful intention that has driven this community. I am grateful for how the land gets to be honored and taken care of. Recognizing always and forever that there's only one power, one source, one presence, and this presence is love. And we are made of love. We are one with love. There is no distance. There is no separation between love and ourselves. And so I give thanks for the answers that we have received this morning and continue to be expressed through our hearts. I bless our capacity to continue in our hearts, where there is no judgment, there's no separation, only unity. And I invite us all to take one last deep breath in and let them out. Release. There's slowly a French up in your tongue. We can remember those. Thank you so much. Before the past. Let's get it. So, what is it? So about 10 minutes. Great. Are there any questions, any comments? And most importantly, I would love if you want to share, what did you receive from your heart?
First of all, thank you. And my question is, for those different stages of consciousness, are they like in life, or can they be situational? Like you have them all and you can go through all those stages in one situation and then in life still be at stage one?
Interesting question. Definitely situations will make you navigate the stages of consciousness. As I said this morning, I woke up and I was deep in victim consciousness, and in my awareness, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna forgive myself because I was blaming myself because maybe I did something wrong. So being in that compassion and make me just drop a little deeper into my heart and, okay, what's the next thing to do? And then once I did that, I could feel the presence, I could feel the trust. Okay, everything's gonna be all right, gonna be done. And now in life, yes, you can be strongly in one state of consciousness. I think the world at large has been in victim consciousness for many years, and we're waking up. And we've done a good transition in being the creators of our lives, but I feel that in this Aquarius age, if you will, we are understanding that we can go beyond our human power and tap into that divine intelligence. Thank you. Anyone else?
The first thing that I saw was a glimpse into the future. What is life going to look like after being in this beautiful home, this sanctuary, surrounded by incredible humans? You can look in any direction and see beauty, or you can look within and see that. And I started seeing a life that Kirti and I are returning back to in Austin, a home that hasn't really been ours for a while. And this will be a temporary stay, but in some ways it feels like it's going backward, as being here feels like so many moves forward. And just that sense of how I can integrate this experience by being able to return to it, by the connections, the unity that is felt in these connections with other beings and individuals, this family that's here. So just a reminder that one of my own flaws at times is making really good connections in the moment and then not maintaining them. But all of these seeds here, these other trees, it's like a garden that I want to continue to pour love and life into.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that was so powerful. I had a major breakthrough actually through that experience when you said for us to go into our hearts and find someone who we're grateful for. And without thinking, without going into my head, I just went straight into my heart, and it turned out to be my mom. And it was like, I've had a very volatile relationship with her where I moved through a lot of like traumas, and I prior to this got to a place of forgiveness for her, which was good, and it was a huge breakthrough. But it came full circle to where I'm grateful for all of this now. I'm grateful for all of that, like all of it, because now I can take that and pour that into and help others. That actually helps for my life's mission, my purpose, and now I can give that to others and be able to be a lot more compassionate and understanding. So that was like a huge, I just had a wave of emotion that just was like released to come to a place of gratitude for essentially my oppressor.
So in stage one, we forgive, right? And we don't forgive them because they deserve it. We forgive them because we deserve to be free. And as you're going through the stages and it sounds like you got really deep in your consciousness, you get to a point where you understand there's nothing to forgive. Just gratitude of everything it's been for you. And that's beautiful. Thank you. Yes. I think we got like 0 minutes, but you can love.
When I asked myself the question, the answer I came up with was freedom and impact, which is an answer that Iran gave me last night or helped me come up with. And I just would like to express my gratitude because I feel like I've been on my healing journey for a long time, like 4 years in different spiritual retreats and stuff. And in this place, I finally feel like I'm integrating it all with myself and all the things I've learned, and I've even been able to teach other people, but not really apply them. And I feel like in all these moments, I've really been able to integrate and like switch and seize, I don't know, a light. And I'm just really grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.